had my first recognisable symptom in April 1994, and was very fortunate to get diagnosed early in May 94. I've been a police officer since 1992, and I've continued being a police officer all throughout my condition. And 3 years ago, when I was no longer able to really work on the streets, I was found a suitable position within the police station. So I now do work in an office, but I'm still a police constable. I have been open about my MS at work. I had a couple of days after my first diagnosis when I was basically in shock. I didn't really know what it meant to me. But after I talked about it at work the first time, word spread very quickly amongst all the people I knew, and everyone was very, very supportive, and I actually found it a benefit to talk about it at work at that point. And I'm very, very open about the MS at work. I think it gives a good picture to everybody that despite having MS and the restrictions that can place in your life, that you can still achieve while you're at work, and that is again good for your self-esteem, because you can spread the message about MS and other disabilities as well. There have been changes in my working environment that have been made over the last few years. When I was first diagnosed, the condition wasn't so bad that I needed any reasonable adjustments made at that point. But as time has moved on, I've got to the point where, despite me being a bit stubborn about a lot of things, because I didn't want to accept that time had moved on, I did need some support, and my supervisor, my Inspector Kid Stanton, had seen the need, and basically, because of her concerns about me, she'd arranged for Access to Work to come and assess me, and from that assessment a lot of changes have been made in the physical environment I work out. I've got a better desk, an ergonomic chair which is very much more supportive. All the doors at the police station, the weights on the springs have been changed, which, while it sounds a little, is quite a significant thing for me, because I can get through the doors without having to strain and potentially lose my balance. And then I've got a small pen which helps me to write, which is a lot easier to use than using a normal pen, because I can't hold a normal pen, but with this I can write with my arm. That's a very small thing, very small adjustment that has actually been very beneficial. Probably the most significant thing that's happened in terms of adjustments is that through Access to Work's recommendations, it was decided that I definitely needed a parking space close to the police station, so I could actually get into work safely. And what's happened is that a parking space was reserved in the front of the car park, close to the ramp that you can take wheelchairs up, which is fairly easy. But just to make it my space, an electronic barrier has been put on which I can access by basically using the radar button that I've got in my car. So the barrier goes down when I need to come in, and when I get out I can put the barrier up and be sure that tomorrow when I come into work I will still have my parking space available to me. I think it's important to stay and work. For me, my self-esteem is sort of enhanced by being at work. I actually achieve something which at home I would just struggle at home, and I don't think that I would be very happy. I think I could get very depressed sitting at home, and I don't think work's more important to me than my home life, but it certainly runs side by side with my home life, that if one isn't working, the other's not going to work. So if I've got no work, or I'm not working, then the home life will inevitably suffer from that. And I think depression is a great risk, because I'd have no self-esteem, I'd have no target, no ambition, and I think I'd probably just sit in a chair at home, drinking coffee, eating biscuits, and perhaps watching sports on television, and that can only keep you going for so long. I think from my personal experience, I would say face the future in a positive way, because you can do nothing to change the fact that you've got MS. Don't let it take hold of you and control your life. Be open and bold about your condition. I'm proud of having MS. It makes me a little bit different to the whole of the population, and I think a little bit special. It keeps me going. You've got nothing to be ashamed of if you've got MS. It's not something you've caught because of a life choice you made. You have no choice about it. It happened to you. As I say, don't let it take control of you, and don't be ashamed of it.